Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is for sure round 5, season 55. Again, just catching up with videos since I got some time between work and the gym time. Yeah, so this round was a fun round. I only have 5 fights, but I got to use some champs I haven't really used in war season. Off season, I used them and tested them, but outside of SYM God, I really haven't used Deathless She-Hulk or my Deathless Thanos. I have used them once in off season. But first up, we're going down path 2, and I was playoff Sunday. I was out of commission. Big shout out to my boy Unsolicited Milk for playing in the round. Then I just QAQC'd it the next morning and made a few changes, and it was good to go. But I had took She-Hulk up to rank 3 recently. Dude, she's just so good. It's undeniable how good she was in Necropolis, obviously with the whole team, but without it, she's a fucking beast. That fight was less than a minute and just crushed. I mean, granted, it's Jugs, right? Even though he's ranked 3, not the most difficult defender, but the point is that she is, dude, I've seen her in more difficult fights, and she's just a beast. This next up is this big SIG Iron Man Infinity War here, right? They had banned Corvus, so obviously couldn't cheese it, get some charges. But it won't matter, because we're going to run big Deathless Thanos SIG 200 here, rank 3. And we're going to start with that Necrotic at 30. We're going to go heavy. You know I was. Now we got the Armor Shatter, Armor Break, and we're just going to kind of do the normal rotation that he does. And the problem is that Iron Man Infinity War won't live long enough. I mean, this is, if I'm not mistaken, this was like a 19-second fight. Okay, I mean, this was crazy. That was it. That was a big SIG Iron Man Infinity War. Well, he's down. Next up, we go to path 5. We're going to split this path. I'm going to take the arcade. It's only a rank 2. He is awakened. He is buffed. He is a difficult defender, but why not run Deathless Thanos after you throw a couple specials? What do you get after those specials? You get it to where you hold that block and trigger that unstoppable, and you just jab them in the face, and you remove the unstoppable. All right, ebb and flow intercept, no problem. That was the plan. Now, I know how to use Deathless Thanos. And I am not going to do this like super clean. Again, this is like the second war I've ever used him in, one being off season, this being a live round. But the whole thing is he works perfectly fine here. He's a great counter for the node because you have access to that unstoppable. And as long as you know how to, play around Arcade's base kit with the token removal, you're good to go. I am going to get stalled a little bit with him because he's going to get some tokens. But overall, the fight goes extremely well. I mean, Deathless Thanos, man. Dude, if you guys don't have him ranked up, you need to. This dude's a monster. I mean, the fight's totally in control. And this is right around the time I think he stalls me a little bit as far as doing this fight faster. My biggest thing was, play clean, don't rush it, but also make sure I'm getting quality footage here to make sure I can kind of troubleshoot some things to maybe adjust next time if I was to use them. But yeah, if I would have had the protection removed before that SP3, I think he would have died. If not died, he'd have been really, really close to it. But again, like I said, the tokens were coming. Now we've got to remove some tokens. I'm going to get walled. And I do it on purpose because if I'm walled, then I can counter his heavy much easier. You saw it earlier in the fight. I tried to counter with some middle of that, screen, and I was just short the distance. And I really think it was just the timing when I threw my heavy. But yeah, no problem there, man. Good fight. Could you clean it up? Sure. But his base kit counters very well there, as long as it's favorable matchups. Next up, I had to let my boy take that Destroyer with his Count Nefara as 7-star, and he does. Now we go on to Gore, 42. Gore's got a lot of buffs, and this fight can get out of hand if you don't stay on point with your spacing. You definitely don't want to get cornered with gore. Here you can parry. I'm not worried about, getting a little bit of damage from the knockdown, which you want to do to remove the protection, or you just use the SP3. Me, I kind of hit into the block, again, just trying to keep space in decks. Now I'm just going to kind of wait out to get where I need to be. I'm at 100 charges, because once I get off my first SP3, I did a video where, was it last season? I think I had like some crazy 500k nullify burst damage. I don't remember what node it was. I think it was ebb and flow intercept. But anyway, I knew that, things couldn't go too bad. Now you see me, I got a couple of debuffs on me. I do take a little bit of chip damage here, but that's why you got health pots. If you don't have to use them, great, but I think I just used one for the next fight, which is another Deathless Thanos matchup. Yeah, gore's down, no issues. I knew I wasn't going to die. But now we got Deathless Thanos on 48. Now, this alliance placed him in another BG. My boy took him down. He was running the Mordo synergy, so he got to his SP3 super stupid fast. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to say that makes a difference, because I just took him on final boss node the previous round, soloed him, no issues. But this is conflictor, so can't really parry, can't really do certain things. Want to just kind of be mindful of the damage, and then if I do, I don't alternate my damage, he's going to get the prowess, and that could be a problem. He'd be hitting harder. You see me stalling it out. I'm getting a little mad because I watched this cycle go, and I'm going to have to throw this SP3 not at 100, not at 75, not at 50. I knew spacing was coming to issue, and I did not like this, so I'm going to throw it now. And I'm at 25. Not ideal, but I'll show in this vid how it's still not the end of the world. We are running MD at 4. We are running 200% power back with 12%. And the power back is still decent. I'm at 100 charges now. Protection's up. Now I got to be mindful of the unstoppable, because he's tactic on this node. I'm not too worried about the specials. I'll dex them. But you see there, I kind of lost that window for the SP2. The other thing that you see me kind of play caution on this node a little bit more, and I seem to play a little bit more caution than I did on the final node that I did the previous round, was because of the unstoppable. I knew that could be problematic, and I really shouldn't have played too safe. I played passive in this fight, and it goes way longer than it could have gone or should have gone. You see me there, I lose the 100 charges cycle. We're now at 50. He's throwing heavies, and I'm trying to pay attention to his health bar as far as unstoppable. As things are happening in this fight, plus the placebo buffs that I'm getting. And I'm winning the health race, but I'm looking at the clock, and I'm like, okay, man, we're almost at 2.5 minutes. Damage is not where it was on the final boss node, and that's a million health pull versus this one is not. Still a tanky fight, but yeah, man, my damage just wasn't where I wanted it to be. At times at my rotations, you see there that unstoppable happened, and I messed the timing up on that SP2 dex. And I did get a little nervous because the health pull when I took that combo and that SP2, and I'm gonna lock in now. Now I'm gonna lock in, and I'm like, okay, we got to get this fight back under control. You cannot die using your favorite champ, SYM God. So you see it. We're still losing this race. We are still losing this race, but we're about to turn some things around right now. All right, he's gonna dash in, SP2 back to back, SP2s, SP3 fights over. And that's All She Wrote, SYM God strikes again.